Hey, it's your boy SergDragon, and I got a little special video for today, and that is my theory on the potential next X raid passes and potential future. I'm looking here at my legendaries right now because I was looking up all these, and when you type in Alolan, you get all the Alolan forms. Despite it being in the 7th region, they are based on the Kanto first gen Pokemon. Just 7 gen. Then you type in shiny, you get all your shinies. See, this is how you do it. Oops. Hey, get down. You tap on the magnifying glass, and right now we're doing the Sunkern and Natu and Pinecone missions. So you just type in Sun, and there you go. You got all your Sun Pokemon, including Sunflora, if you evolved them. You type in Natu, and you can even type in, if you want, Pinecone, which I don't have any Pinecones. Oh, I do have one. That's a good one. But when you type in give me a second. Okay, I couldn't use my voice mic texting because I'm doing this app. See, it prevents me. So I had to try and spell legendary. It's been a while since I've used that word. I had to spell. I just forgot the A. That's what I missed. I forgot the A. I had to use my friend's phone. Anyway, so excuse me, had to swallow that. Like I was saying, when I heard that August was going to be rumors, I have no proof of this. These are rumors that I've heard that Mewtwo is no longer going to be available after August until a while later, and they're going to switch it with another Pokemon. I already said it. In my opinion, it's going to be Deoxys, and I got 6 Mewtwo's, so I am very happy. If somebody that really needs it in Houston, I don't mind giving 2 of them. I'll just have to look and see which ones have the weakest IVs. That, or I'll have to look at the IVs, like I said, see which ones are in the 90s, if they're good. I'm definitely not getting rid of my strongest one. But any of these 5, if they're willing, we can trade. And I'll definitely trade with somebody that's weaker than me, because that means their IVs will be greater when they trade over to my side, in theory. But until then, I'll have to see, because I want to see if I can get a lucky Mewtwo. Trade Mewtwo for Mewtwo, and we'll see. But my Stardust is majorly weak right now. I only got 60,000, so I don't even think I can trade anything that's legendary or shiny or I don't have in my collection right now. So let's move on to what I was talking about. And yes, I don't have a Rigid Rock still. Okay. Here we go. So here's Mewtwo. And just for the fans who do play Mewtwo, once 6th gen comes out, oh, 6th gen, how I wait for you. How many people who know about 6th gen and how they're going to dispute this. Mewtwo Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. Mega Pokemon, people, and Mewtwo can turn into 2 different types. I love this one better. He looks like Frieza. When he looked like Frieza in this form, and now he looks like Cell. And his arm stretches. I had to switch his move from Aura Spear to frickin' Brick Break, and his legs stretched. He's like Luffy. And in this form, his speed and psychic power is it's just crazy powerful. And their stats are highest in the game, tied. And then came Mega Rayquaza. I'll show that later. But let's get back to what I was showing. I showed this guy earlier in one of my other videos, not too long ago, like 2 days ago. This is the one I'm thinking. He's a mythical Pokemon, not a legendary. Meaning you can't obtain this guy in the games that easy. Unless it's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That's the only game that you can get this guy while playing the storyline. And he's level 80. The highest you can get in a Pokemon game is level 100. So he's tough as hell to get, try and make sure. You got to save that Ultra Ball, Master Ball, just for him, if you're lucky. And I already said he has 4 forms. Based on what you see, he's got normal, which these things turn into hands. These attack stats are high in this form. Defense form is, well, he's basically a living shield, and his speed is insane in this form. So that's the 3rd gen. There is no 4th gen, not a lot of mythicals in the 1st and 2nd. Only Mew and Celebi. But in the 3rd gen, there's 2 mythical Pokemon, and this guy is a powerhouse. So that got me thinking, if Mewtwo and Deoxys, Deoxys, I'm sorry, sometimes I pronounce that wrong, are tough Pokemon that can only be found at X-Pass raids, then what about the future? I figured I'd give you spoiler predictions. Not spoilers, because I have no proof of this, again, that this might happen, but I have a strong suspicion. So let's go down the list. In 4th gen, there are gods. I kid you not. You think controlling the power of the ocean and land and sky were bad? Oh man, you don't know nothing, because time, space, and negative zone are coming. And the one who created everything, and I mean everything, that's an OVA reference if you don't know wrestling, the God Pokemon, creator of all. And after him came Mew, the genetic Pokemon. Ladies and gentlemen, the God Pokemon Arceus, or Urseus, or how you better call it. I call him by Arceus. I go by the anime and the movie. This guy can literally, he can be every type. Every type. You name it. He could be that type. His standard is normal. But he can be every type, depending on the type of plate he has. And he has all plate for each and every type, including normal. Which is weird. He's normal by himself, but he has a normal plate. In the game, you give that plate to a Pokemon of any type, and specifically, like say for instance, you give a normal type a fighting move or fire move. Give him the fighting plate or blaze plate, and their respectable fighting moves and fire moves will be increased. Give a water type the splash plate, and their already powerful water moves will be that much stronger. Just to give you an idea within the actual Pokemon gameplay. But in Pokemon Go, I have no idea how they're going to release this guy. I have none. If they're going to release Deoxys in any of his 4 forms, we could get random typing. We could have 20 people going for this guy in the X-Raids, and everybody gets a different type. Not just normal. That's in theory. My imagination is going off, people, and it might be accurate. Might not. I'm just saying. And he's not the only one in 4th gen, because this is another mythical Pokemon, and he's one of my favorite. There's the Dream Pokemon, and then there's... Uh-oh, give me a sec. Okay, I don't know what happened, but this thing was acting up, so... You have the Dream Pokemon, like I said, and it's doing it again. I'll be right back again. Okay, there we go. And we have the Nightmare Pokemon. Or Pitch Black Pokemon. I call him the Nightmare Pokemon because of his ability. Bad Dreams. He literally puts you to sleep with a black orb that can do more than just one Pokemon at a time. And once he puts you to sleep, oh, the fun begins, because he can eat your dreams, heal himself while doing damage to you. He can do Nightmare, which does additional damage while your Pokemon's asleep, and his ability stacks even further, eating away at your Pokemon's health, and you can just add Dark Pulse into it just for that dark type advantage. Shoot, man. I love this guy. He's helped me so many times in actual combat online battling. I can't wait to get him. So, if he doesn't become a available raid, he might be a X-raid after the 4th gen is released. And maybe during even 5th gen. But I doubt it, because 5th gen has its own share of so many mythical Pokemon. Give me a sec. There we go. Here's one. In the 5th gen. That was a 4th gen Pokemon. Those two were 4th gen mythicals. Here is 5th gen. Just a heads up before I show you. I can't even pronounce this name. Kyurem, I think is Kyurem. I can't pronounce that. This Pokemon is there. You're gonna get a laugh at this. In the 5th gen is basically based on France. But then you see 6th gen and you beg to differ. But the reason why I say it's based on France is because apparently the 3 of the legendary Pokemon are based on the 3 Musketeers. And here, wrong one. I'm such an idiot. Kyurem. That name should have gave it away. I mentioned the 4th Musketeer, but I wanted to add this guy. He's a legendary. He's the legendary in the 5th gen. Compared to Reshiram and Zekrom. I gotta remember those names. Those are kind of unique. Reshiram and Zekrom. The Fire Dragon of White and the Thunder Dragon of Black. And he is the middle. The gray, the incomplete, because they were all one dragon. And they split yin and yang, and he's the evil in between. And he can fuse with an item with any of the other parts, creating Reshiram and Kyurem fusion, otherwise known as White Kyurem, and the other Black Kyurem. I like Zekrom, but Kyurem's not one of my favorites, honestly. Despite knowing it's the only Pokemon you can fuse with. I mean, unless you want to mention Slowbro and Slowking, they're like, doesn't Shelter chomp on their head and tail? Like, well, yeah, in a sense. But then you got this guy, and he literally absorbs them. 2 other legendary Pokemon, and he can't become one Pokemon. He can only become one at a time. He can't absorb both. So how they're going to release that, I don't know. Now let's go to the 4th Musketeer. Like I was trying to say. Here we go. The 4th Musketeer, Kalido. Or Keledo. He's a water fighting Pokemon, kind of like Poliwrath, but he's unique. He shoots water jets out of his bottom of his hooves. So he's got 4 projectile cannons on the bottom of his feet. His legs are cannons. And his fighting style comes from not just his legs, but his horn. And this little guy, this is when he becomes a full fighter. His ordinary form into his Resolute. Had to pronounce that. Resolute form. And see, he's got 3 little blades that pretty much tells you the 3 Musketeers. One is a fighting steel type. One is the blue one. The orange one represents the fighting rock type. And finally, the fighting green type is the green one. So he's pretty good. Additional artwork. Ooh, I better not click on that because I might be looking at that for too long. And here's another one. Another man-made Pokemon. They took a fossil Pokemon, which people are saying is Kabutops, but it could be something else, and they made it mechanical. Put a cannon on that thing's back and called it Genesect. A bug steel type that literally has a cannon on its back, has a unique move in which you put either a fire, water, ice, or electric. Like that thing that's on his back, it's yellow, it's an electric move. Turns his normal move into electric type. So this guy has an arsenal move like Blaze Kick, Egg Scissors, Flash Cannon. I mean, this guy's a Terminator. I'm not kidding. He's a Pokemon Terminator. He's got a secondary form. It doesn't show it. But if you watch the movie of Genesect, you'll see this guy can move like a flying saucer. A flying freaking saucer with a cannon on its back. It looks like a flying vehicle. Hell, his face looks like a front of a car. And he flies around at freaking... What am I supposed to say? Dragonite speed? Superman speed? I'm not kidding. He moves like a bullet in that form. And this is his combat form. I mean, seriously, people. I can see them doing that. Just like Deoxys and Mewtwo, this is a genetically made Pokemon. So, I can see that. And finally, besides the other trio that came last after Gen 6, well... Honestly, I can see Professor Willow doing Hoopa and Diancie, and I'm going to look forward to those two. But, this guy, this guy is the only fire and water type. Volcanion. The, what now? Steam Pokemon. He literally has a special move that's a water move that well, besides Scald. Scald is a water move that does burn effect. So, I don't know if they'll add effects in the game later. They probably might. I don't know. That make battling rating OP, but I don't think they will. If they do, that's going to be a game changer. They're going to have to change the ratings and actually allow people to actually battle one another with their actual Pokemon. Which is going to be interesting. But this guy will be the final part that I can think of after Gen 6. Those things on his back, that big ring, those are extra limbs. I'm not kidding. And they can work like hoses, releasing and sucking up water. Sucking up water from a big lake or river, and then holding it in, and then releasing it in high temperature steam cannons. Just shooting out that water that would scald you. Which is where the move Scald comes from. But he's got his own unique move. And he can use fire and water. And he can self-destruct or explode. You want this guy to explode? No, you don't want to be near this guy in the blast ratio. Because this guy can freaking explode. Other than that, there's not a lot of... I'm going down the list. That's all the Pokemon. Yeah. there's not a lot of legendary types in 7th gen, except those 4 and these 2. But Ultra Beasts, yeah, that's gonna be interesting how to see they do that. I think they'll release it like they do the other ones. But I don't know. Out of the Ultra Beasts, though, I think this one, Necroma, he would be an X-raid for sure. I mean, look at this guy. Prime's Pokemon? You want to talk about a deadly Pokemon. If you don't play Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon in general, because that's where this guy's other form. You can catch this guy in Sun and Moon, but Ultra Sun and Moon is where these guys come in. Yeah, he takes over the body of these 2 legendaries. And either of those 2 legendaries can become this. Yeah. I have not done that storyline in my Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I have not made time for it. I wish I could live play, but you need certain equipment to do that, and I don't have that equipment. They say you can use your phone and use a stand to do a live gameplay. But I don't know if I got the time to be doing that either. If I do someday, I might try that. Might. Get the right setup. That's future, though. Right now, I'm just doing this with this little app and my phone. So, wow. Time flies. 22 minutes. So, okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, people. And if you're at this point, thank you for watching this video to the end. I really do appreciate it. I know my ranting and my things could be irritating to some people and boring to others. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Thank you again for watching this video. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments down below. What Pokemon that I mentioned are you looking forward to that I think is going to be in an X-Raid pass in the future, no matter how long it will take, 2 to 3 years, 4 maybe, depending on which gen, because 4th gen is supposed to come in this year, and right now, when this video was made, was in 2018, in August. So, if by the time November or December hits, we should be introducing the 4th gen, in theory, if what they said is true. So, come 2019, it's going to be all about the 4th gen. 2020 will be 5th gen, 2021, 6th gen, and 2022, 7th gen. And if there's an 8th gen, or 9th, so on and so forth. That said, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more, hit that notification button to receive to know when I release the next video. And please, by all means, share this video if you think I'm right and something like those guys are coming. That will just rank up your legendaries and mythical. Alright guys, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and hit the bed. Peace out, y'all.